when you have an idea, just try it.
Yeah.
Even if you fail at first, you learn something. And then next time you have an idea and you want to implement something, then try again.
Welcome back to Live with the Hive. I'm your host, Janice Jokkel, and today I am so excited to introduce to you the overnight success of the bread man here in Medina County. He has got a great story and an awesome accent. So welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Janice.
So what do you do?
Well, I'm a baker now.
Yeah.
After retiring last September, I was not very good at retirement, apparently. So
No.
I knew I wanted to do something else. I knew I've always wanted to create something from scratch, and I had a few options. I think we've talked about those, and I selected baking because I've been baking for 15 years, and this is something that I was very passionate about. A lot of my family and friends have a baking background, so I spent my summer when I was a kid in my cousin's bakery.
Yeah, good. But your background also blends beautifully with this.
Yeah.
What did you do prior to retirement?
Yes, so I was a food scientist at Smucker's.
I think that's the coolest thing ever.
And that was a cool job. It really was. So I worked at Smucker's for 25 years. I started my career in France. Worked for a French company for about a year, and my boss offered me a role here in the States.
Wow.
And that was 1991, and I've been here ever since.
Wow. Well, I have the distinct pleasure, because he is an amazing neighbor that lives across the street from me. So a little side note. So tell me, you have done an amazing journey in these last couple months. I've watched you transform this business into just an amazing business. But the one thing that I admire about you is you did not sacrifice the giving back. And that's what I think is probably the most awesome, authentic piece to this brand new journey of yours is that you started at Stephanie's store at the Giving Place, right? So tell us about that.
Yeah, no, that's I think that, like you said, I think it's part of the success. Both my wife and I are committed to support our local businesses, but also giving back to our community.
Right.
So when I decided to start this, I didn't write a business plan, and the idea was, hey, I'm good at making bread. All my neighbors had experienced the bread baking, and I was looking for a space to sell the bread. So I reached out to Stephanie, who is one of the owners at the Giving Place, and asked her if she would be okay with me selling my bread there. And she said yes, instantly. So I bought a little rack, and I started advertising for it. And then January 23rd, so basically 4 months ago, was my first day selling at the Giving Place. And I showed up. There were maybe 15 or 20 people in line waiting for me.
Oh my gosh, what a great success.
And we sold out in 5 minutes.
Wow.
And so the next day I made a little more, and we sold out again in about 10, 15 minutes. And then very soon we realized that we would have to establish a numbering system because everybody was lining up, waiting in front of the cash register, which was not really fair for the volunteers at that store. So, so that's what we do now. When there's a line, there's a numbering system, and people buy only one at a time until there's no more line. Because that was one of the problems too. When people buying 2 or 3 things at a time, those that were 5 or 10 spots behind didn't get anything.
Wow, that's interesting. So a couple things you've done very cool, I thought, is that you give back to Cups Cafe. Cindy does an amazing job. She was on our show, and we featured her in our Community Connector magazine.
I watched the
but it's really cool that you are really seeding. When you say that you're people have great talk. Yeah, I want to serve my community. Well, you are actually doing it, right? So you're giving some of your proceeds to Giving Place. You're giving your surplus to Cups Cafe. And you did something really awesome for
Medina Creative Housing.
Yes, creative housing for their
SPCA.
yeah.
So there's a few of those examples. So
yeah,
and you know, this is my retirement thing, and I'm not trying to establish a business that's going to be, you know, rivaling, you know, Nichols Bakery or anything like that. I want to stay small. I'm not looking for a retail space, but yeah. So that's one of the things we started doing, and the business is evolving.
Yeah.
Months after months, I have new ideas which I want to implement, and then I just do it.
Yeah.
And so far the reaction has been very positive. So when I sell my bread, Stephanie, she does not take a commission. So that enables me to take some of those proceeds and donate back to the store.
Yeah.
So at the end of the month, I look at how much I've made, take a percentage of that, and I send a check back to Stephanie, which I need to do this for the month of May. I haven't done that yet.
Great, Mariah.
Yeah, write it down.
But
Stephanie.
the other thing that I think that you're doing that is just amazing, because I'm a trainer, right?
Yeah.
Is you're teaching people how to do what you do.
And I love that part of the
yes,
business.
it is crazy that you're popping up at all these other, like, you know, Cool Beans and Little Fox, and really sharing your passion of teaching people how to do what you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think that's really cool too. Well, thank you so much for coming. I know you're a busy man.
Yes.
We end our show always with words of wisdom, because people watch, and that we always want them to walk away with something really awesome in their life.
Yeah.
So what is your words of wisdom today?
I think it's when you have an idea, just try it.
Yeah.
Even if you fail at first, you learn something. And then next time you have an idea and you want to implement something, then try again. You know, and I was lucky enough to be able to do this because Anne, my wife, is working, and you know, I wanted to point out that I'm able to do this because she's there, she's holding the fort, she's, you know, providing for this family. So that enables me to follow my passion, but really follow your passion. And if you get a chance to do that at the same time, just donate back to your community.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's, you know, people helping people, and maybe I may be on the receiving end of some of those support at someday. But I'm not doing this for that, obviously. But this is something that that matters a great deal to me.
Good. Well, thank you so much for joining us. You have a choice, and we are so honored that you've chosen our show to watch. Until next time, until we have our next Community Connector here in Medina County, thanks for tuning in. Toodles.
Armstrong is proud to support the community and local businesses. As an Armstrong Business Solutions customer, the team at the BizHive supports their community through Armstrong's high-speed internet connection and reliable service. Watch Armstrong Neighborhood Channel on Channel 100 or visit Armstrong Neighborhood Channel on YouTube.